When I go to the gym, I have this person in my head, and I didn't forget to be the best version of myself, to be better every day. When you are on this mood, you will be happy. You will be, because you saw your progression. Even if you don't have program, your progression is for you before all. And I think if you are this mentality, you will win.
I'm looking at a photo on your Instagram. I'm looking at 7th in the world. I'm looking at 13th in the world. I'm looking at the king of Europe. My brother, I didn't know who you were about a year ago, but now you're up here standing with superstars. In fact, you're beating superstars. You're beating model fiajos. You have a physique that can do that. How does it feel, bro, to be able to stand with these guys?
I have 3 jobs, sometimes 4, because during my holidays, I'm looking for jobs to have money to participate and practice my passion. I choose to go to the US, the country of bodybuilding. Many years after I start gym, I always see me on the mirror. I always see me a skinny guy. Other guy tells me, "Wow, it's impressive. Your progression is insane." And I was like, "Never, I will never do that." And one day, a guy, my friend, will compete too, and I said, "If you go, I go with you, just for the fun, just like this." That's how it started.
Ladies and gentlemen, all across fitness world, we have another incredible show coming at you today. We have the Arnold Classic 2026 star on a rise right now, hailing out of France, Paul Gustave. Let's go.
That's me.
Come
Thank
on.
you. Thank you so much.
And of course, we have the greatest host in men's physique, all of men's physique, and all of bodybuilding, Phil Naselli, the Australian voice of men's physique. A-Bomb, let's go.
Come on, Phil.
The heartbeat himself, the man, the legend, our boy, McGravy, Hart McGrath, let's go.
Let's go, Hart.
Arnold.
Come on.
And yes,
Bring it home.
the gaffer, Masters IFBB Pro, Aline Bolton, let's go. I'm clapping. Yo, Paul.
Wonderful.
We have been looking forward to getting this interview done with you, man. We are so happy to have you. You have one of the most phenomenal, gifted physiques, genetically speaking, that's in the game today. We can't wait to get into it, man. And your discipline and your work ethic is second to none. So, Hart, take it away.
Oh, Gustave, it's so nice to have you in front of me, brother. I can't tell you how many conversations Aleem, Phil, and I have had about you, bro. Just talking about, just talk about how much we love you, bro, as a person, your physique, your journey, the inspiration and the motivation you give us, bro. I got a question for you that I got to ask. You're on the platform, the Men's Physique Show. The Horde is excited about this. I'm looking at a photo on your Instagram. I'm looking at 7th in the world. I'm looking at 13th in the world. I'm looking at the king of Europe, Paul Gustave. My brother, I didn't know who you were about a year ago, but now you're up here standing with superstars. In fact, you're beating superstars, 13th in the world. You're beating model fiajos. You have a physique that can do that. How does it feel, bro, to be able to stand with these guys? How does it feel for you?
I'm very happy to stand with this guy, even with all athletes who practice the same sport, same passion. Even if they not have a high ranking, I'm always happy to share this passion with others. Of course, at Arnold Classic, we have one of the best men's physique. I'm really excited about that. Can't wait to be on stage with them, because I consider a lot of them was an inspiration for me. Create this passion for the sport. Brandon Hendrickson is the guy. He's the guy with 2-3 other guys. When I saw them for the first time on Instagram, I was like, wow, I want to be like them. And I worked hard for this. It was very difficult because I didn't have money to pay gym first, and I have to work hard. When I was young, I grew up in poor family, but I was happy. I was happy, you know. Even without money, you could have a good life. But we have some difficulty when we are poor in life, even if you have good family. So I find this passion. When I have money, I just pay gym 1 year, practice every single day because I paid for it. I want to do this every day. I paid for it. I use gym every day. Many years after, I took my courage, I took this passion. I want to be on stage and first time have a good ranking. I missed 2 times two first pro qualifier, last call out. Second pro qualifier, last call out. Just wow, it's hard. But okay, I'm okay with that. I will work harder. And 3 years after, I came back. I win my pro card directly. And now at Arnold Classic, I will be on stage with them, and I can't wait. I can't wait. And that's why I want to beat all of them.
Brother, you had such a rise, man. Like, just like Hart was saying, the last couple of years, we didn't really know about Paul Gustave. And, 2024, got the pro card. 2025, let me just run you through some of the stats in 2025. First year in the pro leagues, he's come 6th at the Los Angeles Pro. He came 7th at the M Pro. Then he got his first pro win at the Europa win, at the Europa Pro Championship. Got his qualification for the Mr. Olympia in his first ever season as a pro, and then comes 3rd in the Romanian Muscle Fest. They are some really crazy statistics. A lot of people when they first turn pro, it's almost like a lot of people struggle to get one pro win. But this man right here got an Olympia qualification the year after getting that pro card. Paul, I want to ask you, man, jumping on stage on that Olympia stage, first ever attempt at it. How did it feel, man?
Well, I have a dream. And my dream is not to participate. So I'm shy. Really, it's a good thing. I was really, really happy of that. But it's not my dream. It's just the beginning for me. I have my dream in my head, not only for me, not only for my family or my friends, but to all people who have a normal job like me. When I grew up, I was poor. Today, I have a normal job. I have 3 jobs, sometimes 4, because my passion costs money. And I want to prove to all people around the world who have normal jobs, they could win. They could be practice sport and win. That's why I do that. And you forgot one show I do in Poland. In Poland, my second pro show, it was in Poland. I was second, I think, in Poland.
That's a crazy first year, that's for sure, in the pro ranks. No doubt about that.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Hey, bonjour, mon frère. I gotta come in with that.
I'm taking notes.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey, let me tell you, man. I've had the luxury of being able to, as you guys know, to talk with Paul now for the past couple of months and really get to know his journey and him as a human being. And I still have a million questions for him. But let's start here because a lot of the audience, they don't know you as well as we know you. They don't know the blue collar, hardworking work ethic that you have. So tell everybody about what you do for a living, and if you don't mind, tell them about the jobs that you have.
Yeah, I have 3 jobs, sometimes 4, because during my holidays, I'm looking for jobs to have money to participate and practice my passion. So my first job is with kids in schools. I take care of them during special times. I don't know how to do this in English, but I forgot. I don't know how to explain my job, but in school, take care of kids, play with kids, and educate them. I'm not a teacher. It's another job, but I participate to their education. I use sports, to educate them. Fair play, rules, respect. That's my first job. Second job is tennis teacher. I practice tennis.
That's awesome.
Since
Tennis teacher.
Tennis teacher. Yeah.
Wow.
I practiced tennis in competition, but I didn't have enough money to hire high level. Because we need to pay every tournament. and I didn't have enough money
And
for
hey,
this.
and he was a phenomenal tennis player too. Don't be bashful. Tell him how good of a tennis.
Yeah, I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Yeah.
We need to play together. You will gonna see that with your eye. Speaking
I'm
is
on
not
Paul's team. You
interesting.
hear what he just said?
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear what he just said? He's like,
That's
let's
gonna
play
be
together
me
so I can
against
beat your ass.
you and Paul. That's what
Yeah.
we're looking at right now.
I'm
We're
on
gonna
Paul's
get
team.
smoked, Phil. I think we're gonna get smoked. Yeah.
We're gonna get smashed.
What else? What else? So
And-
you do the tennis coaching. What else?
Yeah. Other things, I do coaching on gym, gym online too. Always to have money for competition, for shows, for travel around the world, because I love to compete at USA. My first competition was in USA because I chose to go to the US, the country of bodybuilding. I will do that. Even it cost my many money, but it was in my mind. It was important for me. Sometimes in holiday, I work where I find a job during my holiday. I do that just interim, just a contract like this I found, and I do that just for pay, always to pay to practice my passion. That's all.
That's incredible,
Wow.
man.
Wow.
Before I get onto my question, being the only Aussie in this chat right now, and knowing that you've got a tennis background, the men's final of the Australian Open is this Sunday. Djokovic versus Alcaraz. Who do you reckon's winning it?
Alcaraz will gonna win, but I respect
Alcaraz.
a lot Djokovic. He's not my favorite tennis player. My favorite all time is Federer, but Alcaraz is young. Is at his prime. It will be complicated for Djokovic.
It's gonna be a good match. That's for sure. I know it's gonna be
That's
quite
clear.
warm here as well. So
That's clear.
whoever's gonna win, it's gonna be as long as it's a good match. That's all we're happy about. But I want to kind of add on to that question. I mean, you've had quite a successful career in tennis. You're still coaching, whatnot. What made you make the switch from tennis to bodybuilding?
I start gym because I was too skinny. I always start gym during my adolescence. When I was teenager, I was too skinny. It was important for me to start gym. Always, I was like this. And when I have enough money for this, I pay gym 1 year cash, and every day I solve this problem. When you are too skinny or too big, don't complain. Just solve the problem. That's all. That's why I start gym. Not for bodybuilding at the beginning, but because I will be better in my skin.
Yeah, no,
That's great.
for sure.
Hey, Paul. So you go into the gym. You're paying. When did you realize that you had a calling for bodybuilding? Did someone point that out to you, or did you just decide one day I'm waking up? How did you get into actually doing the bodybuilding?
Yeah, it's not me who realized that, because many years after I start gym, I always see me on the mirror. I always see me a skinny guy. Others guy tells me, "Wow, it's impressive. Your progression is insane. Compete." And I was like, never. I will never do that. I will never do that. And one day, a guy, my friend, will compete too. And I said, if you go, I go with you, just for the fun, just like this. That's how. That's
Keep those friends around.
Yeah. Can I shoot my shot here, boys?
For sure.
Yeah. Hey, Paul, I got a question, brother. So I want you to know that half of our audience, the second biggest demographic is the country of India. And a lot of those young men's physique amateurs, I think that they started off similar to you, a story to yours, where they grew up, kind of poor. They didn't have a lot of resources like some of these guys have. But they, a lot of them do have a family that loves them and supports them like you did. Can you walk me through your mentality? What type of mentalities did you have when you took that 3-year break and then you came back and won that pro card? What was your mentality during that time when you were training and all that?
my mentality. Oh, I can explain that. I have always this problem, maybe, to compare me to the best in the world. I have the images in my head, and I can't have another images. I just want to be like them. So when I go to the gym, I have this person in my head, and I didn't forget to be the best version of myself, to be better every day. When you are on this mood, you will be happy. You will be, because you saw your progression. Even if you don't have program, your progression is for you before all. And I think if you are this mentality, you will win. You will win. You have win because every day you're a better person. That's the first thing. Program is another thing. It will come. But the first thing is to be better every day. That's who I am. And during these 3 years, I was very hard with myself. Every day at gym, work harder because I love it. If you love it, it's not a problem to do that. But if you don't love it, that's too bad. It will be really difficult. For me, it wasn't difficult. It was a pleasure.
Thank you for sharing that, Paul. I just want to just finish that off with saying, I love what you said. It sounds so simple to hear when you say just every day be better, but I think you said something really important is when you fall in love with that process, that's what really makes the difference. And I know we have so many young guys. Majority of our audience is guys who want to be a Paul Gustave. So I really appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah. I want to add something because we cannot compare you to superstar because superstar have sponsor, have an incredible life. But when we have a normal job, when we are poor, you can't compare with them. You need to compare with someone like you. And that's why I want to win. It's for all of us, not India people, but all around the world. People who can compare to me, they will gonna say, okay, he's like me, and he wins. So I can do the same and bring many people to my passion, my sport, bodybuilding. That's why I want to win, not only for me.
That's beautiful, man. That is beautiful. It's bigger than you. And I love that you've put that weight on your shoulders to represent all the hardworking folks that are out there, all the blue collar workers who roll their sleeves up and get after it day in and day out and still find time to get into the gym and work on your physique, work on your posing, work on your stage presence, all of that. That's beautiful. I have a question, Paul. What do you weigh right now and how tall are you? Are you within your weight cap or are you close to the weight cap? Because you're a thick dude, boss.
You think I'm close of my weight cap or far of my weight cap? What do you think?
Looking at you, I think you're close because you're so dense. You have really dense muscle, but we know that muscle sits differently than fat, of course. So what do you weigh and how tall are you?
My tall, 1 meter 80. Okay, that's it.
1 meter 80?
80, yeah. 1 meter 80 and
100. So what's the conversion there, boys? Do you know?
That's about 5'10".
5'10"? Okay. And what's your weight?
My weight I will compare with my last show at Romania on stage. I was 90 kilo, and my weight cap. I could take 5 kilos again.
Wow, extra 5 kilos. Yeah, 198.
Right? 198.
Yeah, so 100 would be 220. So that's about right. Yeah.
No,
about 200.
No, 1 meter 80. Yeah, that's it. Pounds is 90 kilo on stage.
Yeah. You look like you weigh more than that, bro.
Yeah.
you look bigger than 198. Wow. I was gonna say 220 or something.
Yeah, you're
100 kilos.
Thank you.
Yeah, dense. That's a blessing that you have that genetic gift to look so full because there are so many athletes that are around the same height, but the muscle doesn't sit the same. With your posing, you have a very unique posing style. And I've talked about this before. How you move your legs, your feet straight across as opposed to one toe facing the judge and one at like that 45 degree, 35 degree angle or so.
how do you have such a dexterity in your waist? How do you move your waist so agile like that? And tell us about why you like to do that or don't. Are you planning on changing it, or you like that style?
Yeah, I knew you were gonna talk about that because Philip was, I saw this last year was my first pro year, so I need more experience. I need to work on something, change my posing, be better on posing. There is difference, big difference. My first pro show and Romania, there is a big difference. It was the same year, but day and night. Okay. So my posing was like that. I fixed something, but the base will be the same. The base, my foot, I opened my foot a little bit because I find this more aesthetics. But, I can explain it. I found something with my waist to be my waist more small. I found something, and you will see my evolution. You will see my evolution at Arnold Classic. And I know how can explain this because words is complicated to find in my head in English. But we're gonna see that, and after Arnold, we're gonna talk about that. But I know.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
He's not convinced. I know you want I change my posing, but we're gonna talk about that after. Okay.
You know what? If I've inspired you to make a couple of little tweaks, I'm happy. But that's fine, man. The only, I mean, I'm not going to go into it in too much detail, but my only concern was how much range you're able to have by keeping your feet too straight on. But man, I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with the posing, the new routine, the new evolution. And yeah, who knows? Maybe after the Arnold, we'll get you back on a call and we'll say, "Hey, Paul, what you did there was spot on."
Yeah, I work for it.
Nah, we love that, man. We love that. How is preparation going for the Arnold anyway? How's it been up until this point?
My preparation is very well. I'm not angry. I'm really not angry. I don't know what's happened, but I'm really good. Just really good. It's so weird. Maybe my body is my body knows what's happened and is ready for no food or something like this. But I'm very, very well. I'm really, really excited. Can't wait.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a good show, man. We're looking forward to it.
Thank you.
Hey, Paul, I got a question, brother, because I'm kind of unsure, or I don't know how that process works. How did you get an invite to the Arnold Classic? Did you send them an invitation they accepted? Can you tell the viewers, can you tell us how that process works?
Yeah, absolutely. I've made a video on YouTube and I explained all this. It's an invitation. So we send requests to participate in Arnold, and they choose between all athletes who want to participate. They think the best to the Arnold. So they chose me. It's an honor. I'm really happy of that because it's Arnold Classic, bro. It's insane.
Yeah.
And they paid all for us. Travel.
Wow.
That's awesome.
hotel.
I didn't know that. Wow.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah. I explained that in my.
As they should.
Yeah. I explained that on my video YouTube, on my YouTube video. People can saw my video on my YouTube channel, and they paid all for us. They took flight reservation for us. I just send my passport, and they do all. I was just like that, insane.
That would be such a surreal moment, man. Like that'd be so cool to firstly be accepted at the Arnold. I know it's the process to be accepted is very, very hard. Obviously, they want it to put on such a show with the best athletes around the world, and for your name to be on that roster, man, would be such a surreal feeling. Like this going back to what I said earlier. I mean, the fact that you had the rookie season, now you're into the second season. I mean, like I said, first attempt at the Olympia, now getting invited to the Arnold Classic, man. Like, that's any bodybuilder's dream, and you're living it right now. And just to kind of, again, go back to your story about where you came from, it's a rag to riches type story, isn't it, boys? The fact that, you know, you've kind of come from nothing and you had to work your ass off to get to the position where you're in right now, and now you're ready to take over the world, which is cool, man. After the Arnold, I should have said, my next question to you is, after the Arnold, you're in the UK Arnold as well?
Yeah.
Doing the UK
Both
one?
of them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Both.
That'll be cool. Growing up in Europe, did you ever attend the UK Arnold ever?
No, absolutely no. Never. I didn't have money for that. I just came to compete.
Yeah.
But travel was complicated. You know, the paradox is I spend more money than before, but I work harder than before. So I have more money than before, but I spend more money, you know. It's because I have this passion. Because I have this passion, I work harder in my life, you know, because at the base, I'm a lazy guy, you know. I'm just a lazy guy. I just want a clean life, work less, but this passion touched me, and I love this passion. And like, okay, we're gonna work harder in my life to have money to enjoy my life. Because without that, without passion, not only bodybuilding, but people who don't have passion, you know, I found this little sad.
Love it. I love it, man. Tell us about some of the challenges that what's like the most challenging time in your life that you've had to persevere through? What was the hardest time in your life?
Hardest time in my life? You asked me the hardest time in my life?
This time?
No, it's not this time. This time it's not hard.
This is the greatest time. This has to be the greatest time right now.
I have a passion. I practice my passion, even if I don't have any money. I have a passion. I was qualified to the Olympian. I go to Arnold Classic. That's great. But when I was young, I think it was my hardest time is young and teenager. When we are poor, sometimes some person can mock you, you know, can judge you not because you're a bad person, but because you don't have money. They mocked you. I was like, but I'm a nice guy. Why you mock me? I just have no money. That's all. But I don't understand. But that's life. That's the life. I grew up like this. I grew up stronger, and I'm okay with that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Are you originally from? Is your family originally from France, or where's your family originally from?
My family I'm born in France, but my ancestor was Cameroon.
Cameroon. Nice. Yeah. That's a place I want to go one day. That's on my bucket list, Cameroon.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, Paul, I want to ask you, I mean, growing up, what was the bodybuilding community like in France? I mean, was there a big, you know, sort of presence in the French sort of community where people were going to the gym and people were pursuing the route of bodybuilding? Because I know, for example, places like America, like there's a big bodybuilding community in America. Was that the same growing up in France? Were there a lot of people in your circle? I know, you know, if we're talking about people kind of judging you and whatnot, like I know for myself, growing up, like I would go to the gym and compete and, you know, weigh all my food and say no to birthdays because I had a show on. And a lot of people just don't understand what it's like to be a bodybuilder. And, you know, further to my point, like they just, you know, they might criticize you or say, hey, why are you wasting your time doing this, whatnot? Was that the same in France growing up? Like I said, was that the community? Was there a big bodybuilding community around you as a youngster?
No, there are not a big bodybuilding community in France, but it grew up. People start to keep bodybuilding and saw bodybuilding with another eye. Before, it was something like they market us, bodybuilder, they market person who go to the gym. But now I feel that something changed, something happened. And I hope I will gonna help for this when I will gonna win Arnold Classic, you know. Something gonna happen. If I win, I think media gonna have an eye on me. I go to the media, to the channels, they talk to me, and I will gonna participate to that. Because France is a country of art, you know, and bodybuilding is an art. The day France gonna understand that bodybuilding will be considered like an art around the world because France decide what is an art or not. Last time I talked with Alim about manga. You know, we are a big fan of manga. In France, manga is an art, not in Japan. Insane. Because France decide mangaka are an artist and manga is an art. And I hope I could end this, you know.
I love that, man.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. With the athletes that are going to be on the stage at the Arnold, who have you been a fan of at the Arnold? What are the pros of your physique versus their physique? Where do you think you match up well with, whoever's going to be on stage with you that you are looking up to?
I like two guys at Arnold on the lineup. The first one is Brandon Hendrickson. For me, he's a GOAT. He's a GOAT of men's physique, clearly. The second one is Emmanuel Hunter. For me, he's the best back on the circuit. Maybe me, but we're gonna see that at Arnold who has the best back. And these two guys is my favorite, you know. So I can't wait to meet them again because I saw them at Olympia and we was on the same lineup. I was in the same lineup that these two guys was with me on the lineup. So it will be a big revenge for me.
Ooh, I like that.
I love it, Paul. I love the confidence, brother, because again, I got your physique pulled up on Instagram. I mean, you're probably looking at your physique every day in the mirror. I know the boys here, we look at your physique every single day. We check out what you're doing. I want to dig in a little bit deeper into kind of what Aleem said. My question, Paul, it's not about posing. It's not about stage presence. I want to know, in your opinion, you said your back is going to be extremely dominant. What other body parts specifically on your physique do you think are going to be superior on that stage?
All my scapular line. So I don't know if the word is scapular, but all my line here, shoulders, chest, clearly.
Your shoulder to shoulder ratio. Yeah, shoulder to shoulder ratio.
Clavicle.
Shelf. Yeah.
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 Shoulder, chest.
Yeah.
I think, you have eyes. You can say the same. You can sing the same. I know. So this sport with my back, just that. No more words.
Yeah, the back is everything. I'm looking at your back right now. Your 6-week update. Obviously, we're less than 5 weeks. We're about 5 weeks out. It probably looks even better by now. The biggest and most important thing that we've heard, me covering the sport for the last 6-7 years, by the judges, by Tyler, by Steve, is to have a big, massive, thick, wide back. And brother, 1 year into your career, you're on the Olympia stage. I'm telling you, that back is special. And I cannot wait to see what you're bringing in 5 weeks' time with that back, bro. I want to see that. I want to see Emmanuel Hunter. I hope, bro, because I'm telling you right now, Emmanuel Hunter and Paul Gustave are going to have the two best backs. And I want to see who's going to be number one. But Emmanuel's been competing for 5, 6, 7, 8 years, boys. We got to keep that in mind. Paul is just coming up, and his back is already with Emmanuel. That says something.
That's a scary thing.
Thank you.
That's scary.
Thank you.
Imagine Paul in the next 3 years, where he's going to be.
Bro, come on. I'm getting chills. I'm getting chills.
Yo, crazy, right? Crazy. We might be looking at the new Olympian hailing out of France, probably the first French, would be the first French men's physique Olympian champion of all time.
Wow.
We could be looking at him right here. And
I work for it, I work for it. That's my dream. And I work for it. I have the dream in my head since many years ago. Even when I was last call out at the Pro Qualifier 2 times, last call out, I was the dream in my head. I never quit. So now I go to Arnold Classic, be better every day. Every day I work for my dream.
I was going to say, other than Paul, do any other French men's physique athletes that have competed on the Olympia come to mind?
Yeah.
I can't think of any.
Two French men's
physique. Are you the only one, Paul?
Yeah, two French men's physique. Rodrigue Chénier. Rodrigue Chénier was the first, and Philippe Degila, the second.
Okay.
So they looked them up.
Yeah, I was going to say, because coming to first to mind, I'm like, Paul's the only one that's competed on that Olympia stage, or maybe the only noticeable one that we're really again, taken note of. But Hart, did you manage to find him? How do they look?
Oh, no. We're going to have to dig into him later.
Look a bit later.
Yeah.
But Paul, what's your family like now from a support perspective? Are they very, very supportive of you? Do they go to any of your shows that are local in France or anything? What's your family style like?
Yeah, my family support me, and more than that, my mom helped me to travel because I did abroad. So more than that. So I want to thanks my mom for.
That's beautiful, man. It's a blessing for people to hear how your mom has your back like that, man, and for you to be able to give her flowers.
And when I saw Brendan Anderson with his mom at Olympia, it was wonderful.
We noticed the same thing with Brandon, and yeah, go ahead, say it, Hart.
Paul, brother, I mean, anytime a grown man gets emotional because of how much love they have for their mother, directly because how much love their mother has shown them, it's so impactful, bro. I'm so grateful you feel safe on here to be able to share your emotions. You're a lot like Brandon Hendrickson, and I don't even know if you realize that. Maybe you do. We had Brandon on a few days ago, and Philip Naselli brought up, he asked Brandon, "Hey, brother, are you close with your family, with your mother?" And he got emotional as well, brother. So it's just, I just feel very grateful to be able to have you on here and for you to be vulnerable and to share that with us, bro. That means the world to us, man.
That's true strength. That's true strength. When you can be vulnerable and you recognize your folks, you don't put them to the side or anything because of ego, because of pride, recognizing your family, especially when they sacrifice for you. That's just beautiful.
Yeah,
and just to recap on this, it's so nice, Paul, because when you look at this sport, especially just from the outside eye, it's all about the external. It's all about muscles. It's all about being tough. It's all about just pushing through, and pain doesn't hurt me. So it is such a nice thing for you to share, bro. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I just, again, really appreciate it because I'm thinking about all the people that are going to watch this, the thousands, if not tens of thousands of people, more than that, because we're going to share this on Instagram. We're going to share this on YouTube. It's a big impact moment, brother. And we thank you greatly.
Thank you.
I was say even more than that, like if you're not in the sport, like you'll never fully understand what a lot of the athletes go through. Whether you're an amateur, whether you're a pro, the amount of sacrifice, the discipline, the dedication, the hard work, the times you've got to say no to a lot of things. And the people that will truly understand are the ones that are closest to you. And Paul, very similar to Brandon, like that mother figure is always going to be there through tough times, through good times, to pick you up when you're down. And, I can relate, I'm sure the other guys can relate how close we are to our mothers, and especially during the tough times. The things that they've done for us, and not only just through the competition realm, but also as youngsters growing up, they kind of paved the way for us in terms of our discipline and our structure and our work ethic. So yeah, just to kind of recap on what the other boys said, man, it was so good to hear you kind of express your feelings about your family, and more importantly, your mum, man. And I know she's always got your back, man, through tough times, through good times, and yeah, man, looking forward to hopefully meeting her one day when we come to see you at the Olympia for sure, because I know we're going to be there and you're going to be there a couple of times. But yeah, man.
Are they going to be coming to? Are they able to travel with you to the Olympia? Should you get your Olympia qualification in 2026?
What? Can you repeat? I was in my head. So can you repeat?
Yeah. Is your family able to come to the Olympia in 2026? If and when you get your qualification?
If I have money if I have money, my family will be invited. But if I haven't, it's impossible for me. But this year we have a show in France, south of France, and maybe if I do this show, I will invite my mom, like Brandon at Olympia, so I could live the same than Brandon with his mom.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. What part of south of France are you going to be in? Do you know where the show is?
Toulouse.
Toulouse.
Did you know?
Toulouse. Oh, okay.
What's your plan, Paul, for the 2026 season? Obviously, we know you're going to do the Arnold, and you're going to do both the Arnolds. Any other shows you got lined up for the year that you think of doing?
Yeah. But show after show, I have an idea. Even if I win, I want to do this. I want to do this show. It's important for me. I have two shows I want to do, but It's secret. After Arnold, I will
Keeping it
gonna tell you.
secret.
I will gonna tell you. After
Are you
Arnold,
holding out on us, man? Come
after
on.
Arnold is for you. The info will be for you in first. Okay?
Perfect.
Yeah,
Exclusive.
Exclusive. Yes. That just means you're coming back on the show. You were already coming back on the show, brother, but now you're definitely coming back on the show because we have to get the exclusive.
Yeah, absolutely. I sign the paper. You have the exclusive.
That's it. We got the contracts are done.
Hey, Paul. A few days ago, we interviewed Brandon, and it's tradition on the show to the person that we interviewed before to ask who we're going to interview in the future a question. And Brandon had a question for you. As you know, Brandon loves his ladies. He's a ladies' man to the core. We see him with some beautiful women. He told us he might be heading to France later this year, and he's wondering where in France, what city specifically, can he find the best looking women? Serious. I'm dead serious.
Paris, of course. But
Paris.
women in Paris are weird. I weird because they're difficult to seduce. And I hate women like that. Yeah, I have an advice to Lille. Maybe Lille is good. Nice,
Nice.
south of France.
Yeah.
South of France, I think you could find something great.
What does Paul Gustave type of lady? What does Paul Gustave like? Do you look for the fit woman who's
Hang on. Has he got a lady at the moment?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, we better ask that question.
We better ask that.
Good
We're trying to get
job,
the man in trouble. That's
Good
insane,
job,
man.
Phil.
That's the alley-oop
Yes.
for you.
I will respond you. My type is my wife. Voilà. That's it.
Good answer.
Beautiful.
That's the
answer.
save of the day.
Save
That
the
is
day.
the save.
Better get it, bro.
You saved the day, dog.
Hey,
So, how supportive is your wife of you? Does she do meal prep for you? Does she, supportive
Absolutely.
words and everything? Is she really behind you on this journey? Yeah.
Absolutely. She's really important for me, and she's a great support. Every day she prep meal for me. Without her, my life will be more complicated. Because of her, it's more easier for me. So great support.
That's beautiful. Do you guys have kids or no kids right now?
No kids right now.
Okay. Well, I'm sure. Does she work out also? Is she into fitness or
No,
has
she's
different
not.
passions?
Yeah. Different passion and work, but it's okay like that. Of course, I would prefer if.
Of course.
Yeah, but it's okay like that.
That's beautiful. That's
Gives a bit of
awesome.
balance. I want to ask
Yeah.
you a question, Paul, because as Hart said, we've got a tradition where we ask our current athlete to ask a question for our next athlete. Now, the next athlete that we've got lined up is someone that you're going to be competing against in 5 weeks' time. His name's Tran I'm not going to try to say his surname because I'll probably get it all wrong. So the Vietnamese man, Tran out of Vietnam. What question do you want us to ask him? Is there a question that you might think of or that comes to mind that we can pick his brain for you?
Question for Tran. Okay. Let me have a little reflection. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, I know him. I saw him on the video. Great physique. Can't wait to see him too. How is food is Vietnam? Because I'm Japan's food fan. I'm Thailand food fan, but I didn't know Vietnam food. So
Okay.
I want to know more about that because I love to eat. I think it's the same for you.
Yeah.
You know it. That's my language. I told you before.
Tell Paul what you're eating before we hopped on here. What were you smashing?
I had to have something to eat. So here it's early morning, and while we're waiting for you, I had to make myself a bagel with smoked salmon, cream cheese. I had my coffee here ready to go. So we can't get to work without the food, man. We got to get the food in, and I'm trying to push the calories up. So I'm struggling to get the food in right now, but you got to get it done, man. But yeah, I'm a bit of a foodie.
Yeah, Phil's definitely the foodie. And I like the anime. So what's your favorite show, Paul?
Anime? Naruto.
Yeah.
Naruto is the best of all time. But Shingeki no Kyojin, how do you say in English? Attack of Titan is insane. It's insane too.
I've actually noticed a common thread
awesome.
between bodybuilders and anime. I don't know if it's because we all watched anime kind of growing up and the physiques were kind of out of this world. Like everyone wanted to look like Goku or Vegeta or, these over the top sort of, muscular sort of physiques. But yeah, did you watch anime growing up your whole life?
Not my whole life, but when I was young, at 10 years, I started with One Piece, and after Naruto.
Oh yeah,
and Naruto is better. Sorry, Naruto is better. Naruto is a high level.
yeah. Naruto definitely. I think it has a lot to do. And how do you feel about this, Paul? The life lessons and how deep Naruto goes with the life lessons and how you treat people and perseverance and how people take adversity, and some people take that adversity and become very bitter and redirect it against everybody else, and some people take that adversity and do something positive with it. Do you feel the same way about Naruto and watching a lot of the great storylines of anime?
Now Naruto is my best anime because we found this great lesson of life in this anime. Since the beginning of the anime, the first episode was a lesson, and the story of Naruto was alone, and with his work, with his dream to be the big chief, to be the director, the president of the village, to stop to be alone, to be loved by all people. He works hard for this, and at the end, he wins. And you have some lesson like this, work harder, and at the end, you will gonna win.
Paul, I want to ask you a question. Be honest with me. Have you had ramen?
Have you had what?
Ramen, the Japanese food with the noodles and the egg.
Ramen noodle. Okay, yeah, okay, yeah.
Was Naruto the reason why you ate it?
No,
because it was for me.
Really?
I'd never heard of ramen before it, and I remember watching Naruto, and I don't know if you guys have seen Naruto, but the guy loves ramen. These big bowls with like noodles and an egg yolk and in it. And ever since that, and I saw another guy in Aussie. His name is Jackson Pios. He's just recently turned pro, and he started eating it. And I'm like, hang on, I see the correlation here. This guy's jacked. This guy's jacked. This guy's eating ramen. I'm like, I got to try this out.
And whip up some ramen for me, please.
Make some ramen. Yeah.
I'm headed to the Thai restaurant now.
I got to tell you, if you have a bowl of ramen 2 hours before training, because of all the salt that's in that thing, mate, you have the best pump of your life. Just saying.
Thank you. That ramen is really good. You have a restaurant in Paris of ramen, excellent.
I told you, Paul. When I head to Paris, man, I'm hitting you up. You're giving me all the best spots.
Sure.
Paul, from a training perspective, what do you like to train the most? And what exercises do you absolutely do? Like, what are your go-to exercises for that body part? What do you like to train the most?
Yeah, I
for a couple of body parts. What do you like to train?
I can choose because I love training all. Even legs is harder because tension, nervous is after the session is whoa. My head is like this, after series. But no, I like this feeling. In reality, I like this feeling too. So I can't choose sport. It's too difficult. I love work all. I can't choose. Joker.
Play the Joker card.
What's your favorite exercises then? What do you always like to go to in terms of your exercises? Is it squats, deadlifts? What do is it ISO related exercises? What's your favorite exercises?
I think lateral rises because the pump on shoulders after this and you fullness here. I love to see me on the mirror and with big ball here.
That's awesome. Right, man, I love that. You have some great shoulders, man, and they're really capped, and they streamline well into your arms. Do you think that you should or should not continue working on your arms right now, from a symmetry perspective and overall look? Do you slow down on your arms, or do you work a lot on your arms?
I slow my work on my arms since long time before, because my arm is really sensitive. Just a little, just for blood in my arm, just a little, but I not
Mhm.
really hard, not hard. Because my arm will be too big.
So you're a hyper responder in your arms. Your arms grow really quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
They look like they look like it. They look like it. Are your legs the same way? Are your legs really hyper responsive also?
No, my leg is different because before gym I was sure I practiced tennis and football, and my legs are created for speed, for speed and explosivity. Like basketball player said, never have good big legs because big legs
Mhm.
you can jump higher. I have explosive legs at the base. My legs I have long legs, explosive. So it was really difficult to be bigger. Many years I changed exercise I looking for because my genetics is not good. Wasn't good for that. Wasn't my legs is not great to be big. It's great to be explosive. And it was really hard. But now I found 2 years ago, I found exercise machine and I could do a good job. My leg changed.
What machine was it or what exercise did you start doing to build up those legs?
Belt squat doesn't exist before. It's new in France. And when I found this machine, it was okay. I think good sensation, no back pain because it's in front of me. Um, the, the
It's around your waist.
dumbbell is front of me, not behind. Is front of me. So no back pain. I could have a big extension. Also, squat machine. No back pain. Squat machine with the dumbbell in front of me. So no back pain because when the dumbbell, this word dumbbell, what's the word for
You talking about the barbell? The barbell in your back?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
instead of having a
when
barbell,
barbell is it's my behind me, it's hurt. My back is hurt. And I can't progress like this. But when barbell is front of me, I could have good extension and I have gains. I could have good gains in my legs.
Nice. Those are great exercises, and a great machine. Rogue makes that Rhino. The Rogue Rhino is that belt squat. That's a really, really good one. I love that machine, personally speaking. So I got to get my legs up. Yeah, we all do.
You know what? Like, I actually never thought to do that because I hate barbell squats with a passion. I don't know what it is. Maybe I just don't like the bar being on my back or the way that my knees feel on it. But it's funny because I've got a belt squat in my gym and I literally walk past it every single time. So maybe that's something I've got to start throwing into the arsenal. Yeah. You boys tried a belt squat?
This here, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's it right there.
Yeah.
That thing is great.
Something like that. Not this brand. It's hammer strength in my gym, but it's like this.
Yeah, they have a different ones. Titan makes one now for those who are at home looking to put something in their own garage. Rogue makes an expensive one, but it's really, really great. They have some that are you could hook up to a cable machine, and they've got the pulley underneath the stand, and you just attach the cable to the bottom, and then you can change whatever you want. You just have to hold on to the of the cable machine when you squat. So, and then they even have another one now that's fairly inexpensive. It's like $400 USD, and you hold on. They have a handle that you can hold on to, and then do the squat, and it hooks up to your cable machine also. But it's one of my favorite for sure for that reason because again, the injuries that come from bodybuilding, a lot of them come from two places: deadlifts and squats. Right. So those are going to be, and then next would be your barbell press. Right. So that's for shoulder injuries and stuff. So those are the three exercises. They're compound movements, but they're high risk. So when you can cut that risk down tremendously, especially with the waist belt squat, the belt squat, Oh man, it's a game changer. You see C-Bum using it too. C-Bum switched over and stopped doing back barbell squats and started using belt squats now too. Yeah. If it's good enough for C-Bum, listen, what are we talking about?
You got something for Paul?
No, I think all my questions are in. Paul, maybe the boys, I'm sure, have some finishing questions. But just to end my part, brother, thank you, bro. Thanks for taking the time to be on the show. In 2026, I would love to have you. I know the boys would love to have you on here multiple times, not just once, not just twice. Like, let's check up, let's connect every 2-3 months. Let's get on here, brother. Let's make this a routine thing, because this is great, bro. We need more of this.
No problem. It's a real pleasure.
Hey, Paul, I have a quick question. When you watch our show, first of all, you are a subscriber to our show, correct?
Of course. Of course.
Of course. Has to be. Come on. Do you see the caption in French?
Yeah,
exactly.
No,
yes, you are.
I've seen him screen sharing our stuff.
When you watch our show, do you ever see it in French down at the bottom? Because
yeah, but I choose to not use because I work my English. So well, that's why.
Okay, cool. Just wanted to know. Thanks, brother.
Paul, brother, thank you so much, man. I mean, like Hart said, like we've been wanting to connect with you for a while, and to finally have, I mean, we've spoken about you so many times on our show, but to finally, meet you face to face, have a chat to you. I mean, we love everything about you, bro. Like, you're so down to earth, the mentality that you have, the physique that you're bringing to, the Arnold stage in a couple of weeks' time, man, is going to be absolutely phenomenal, man. But yeah, do you want me to wrap this one up here, boy? Yeah, awesome. All right. Yeah, like I said, Paul, thank you so much for being on here, man. And yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you in the next couple of weeks, but even more so. And we wish you all the best for the remainder of your 2026 season, bro.
Bonjour, mon frère. Bonjour.
Thank you.
Hey, let's take a picture. Real
Thank you.
quick. Let's take a picture.
Yep. You guys ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Awesome. Not a boy, Phil. Not a boy, Phil.
You know what's up. You know what's up.
Good vibes.